I'm back. Sorry, my iPad got too hot. I'm going to put it in the fridge. Sorry, everybody. My iPad got too hot in the sun. Lesson learnt. I'm just putting it in the fridge. Also, if someone thinks that it's going to break my iPad putting it in the fridge, can you please comment and tell me? Hi, Carish, you're still on. That's good. Oh, where have I put the book? Oh. Sorry about that, everybody. My iPad got too hot in the sun and I've had to put it in the fridge, so I'm now on my phone. Sorry. Might go back to the dining room. Know where you are with the dining room. I should have done it all along, shouldn't I? Oh. It's not a great angle. Oh, Jack's been baking brownies. Lovely. I'm back. Yes, I'm back. I'm really sorry, everybody. My iPad got too hot in the sun and I'm not sure what it did, but I've put it in the fridge and hopefully it'll be fine. It just said on the front, your iPad's too hot, it needs to cool down. If anybody knows that it's not safe to put an iPad in the fridge, can you please comment and tell me? It might be a really stupid thing to do, to put my iPad in the fridge. I'm going to try and pop my phone in the flowers. I got as far as, oh that's handy, I got as far as cover your ears. Oh, I didn't put the bookmark in. Okay. Oh, hi Pops, Theo and Ted. Oh, thanks Mr. M, it's fine to put my iPad in the fridge, that's good. That's good. Okay, hopefully everyone's back on that was on before. You only missed one tiny paragraph, so that's fine. The only downside now is I don't think the bit I've read so far is going to have saved, is it? Oh well, we'll see. Okay, I'm going to have to hold my phone in one hand, I think, because I can't seem to balance it. That's fine. So she bent down and rubbed his head. There's going to be noise. Ananda carried the king at the head of all the pageants. He was well used to the sounds of crowds and fireworks and mayhem, but she had to warn him anyway. Cover your ears, she yelled at Nawa. Chaya pulled herself up to a standing position, swaying and holding out her arms to get her balance as her feet rested on Ananda's warm back. She lifted the clapper and sent it crashing down with all her strength. Thrusting her hands over her ears, she flopped down on Ananda, and they drove him away as the deafening sounds tore through the air, the peals echoing all around the villages and into the night sky. Chapter 41. Chaya led Ananda back to the village. Nawa pulled her tattered shawl over her nose and mouth as they made their way. Neil will be with his family, said Nawa. I hope they're safe. Chaya hoped so too. Her own home wasn't anywhere close to the fire, and Nawa's family were in the city, so would be safe. They left Ananda near the river. Stay, Ananda. You'll be safe here. The village was in uproar. People screamed and ran about, looking to see if loved ones were safe. Water sloshed as a line of villagers passed buckets from the cell. Hang on, I've just seen some breaking news. Okay. It's just Boris. He's still in intensive care, but he's improving and sitting up in bed. Just wanted to check it wasn't more breaking than that. That's good. Sorry about that. Downside of doing it on my phone, I get notifications coming up. Where was I? Can't remember where I got to. The village was in uproar. People screamed and ran about, looking to see if loved ones were safe. Water sloshed as a line of villagers passed buckets from the well. A man ran around asking people if they'd seen his child. To their surprise, Leela was still there, comforting a woman who had a burn on her leg. The first of the king's men had started filtering through, taking control of things at once. Here she is, shouted the woman with the baby. Thought you'd run away, did you? We weren't running away, said Chaya. Nawa edged close to her. I told you, we're trying to help you. Help us? How? The woman advanced, her baby clutched to her chest. Onlookers drew nearer, forming a circle round them. Chaya lowered her voice. We can work together against the king. You don't have to live like this, in fear all the time. The king's half-sister is ready to fight him and take the throne, with our support. The people stared at her with hostility in their eyes. It was as if they didn't even know her. Bala's parents, Kumar the carpenter, a farmer Chaya had helped once, friends of father's. Don't even start with your lies, said the woman with the baby. We're not going to let you drag us into any of your schemes and suffer any more than we already have, thanks to you. You're nothing but a liar and a thief, and now you've gone and joined another set of thieves. She spat on the ground. And you want to put us in even more danger? Is anyone hurt? Asked Chaya. They're fine, no thanks to you, said a man with a singed shirt. But someone could have been. There was a scuffle in the crowd as Neil pushed his way to the middle. They did nothing, let them go. Look, someone in the crowd pointed. That's Neelan, the jewel thief. He's not the thief, I am. You're both as bad as each other and dragging her with you. What did you want, a ransom from the merchant? You've got it all wrong, said Chaya. I always knew you were a bad one, said another man. Your poor late mother must be squirming in her ashes. The fire was dying down now that the king's men were bringing it under control. Guards, shouted the woman with the baby. Here, take them. Chaya's heart began to beat in her ears. No, really, we weren't going to rob you. We came here to help you. It's the truth, said Neil. We would never hurt any of you. Liars! The woman shook her fist at them. My children could have been killed in their sleep. A group of the king's men came forward, and one of the villagers indicated Chaya and Neil. They did this. This is the jewel thief, said an older woman, thumping Neil on the back. I found him for the king. Not just the jewel thief, said the woman with the baby, the girl who got him out of jail. And not only that, but then they go and join that lot in the jungle and bring them here. The leader of the group of king's men, an older man, raised his eyebrows. They were with the bandits? Yes, they came here to loot and burn our houses. Chaya felt sick. This was it then. The crowd was turning to their right, everyone craning to look at something coming towards them. Over their heads, Chaya saw Ananda being led by a boy. It's the king's elephant! They'd left him by the river. The older guard turned back to them and sighed. Let's see now. Stealing the queen's jewels, breaking into jail and releasing all the prisoners, causing damage and destruction in the royal compound, stealing the king's elephant, bringing bandits into the village, and finally setting fire to it. He tutted under his breath. You can kiss your lives goodbye. Chaya felt numb. Next to her, she felt Nawa shiver. "I tell you it was me," said Neil. "I made them do all of it." "Oh, shut up," said the guard. "You three are more trouble than it's worth." "5," shouted a man, pointing at Leela and Gamage. "Don't forget the bandits." A shadow passed over Leela's face. The guard shouted an order. "Men, round them up. We're taking them to the king." Oh my goodness. That's the end of the chapter. Chapter 42. The guards surrounded them on all sides. They marched through Narissa and into the king's city, and the whole village seemed to follow them. The people held torches aloft, a braying mob shouting for justice. More and more people from surrounding villages joined them, alerted when the bell had rung. When Chaya, Neil and Nawa entered the royal compound, the crowd had swollen to a vast number. Leela and Gamage followed behind, also surrounded. Leela held her head high, walking determinedly ahead. "They nearly killed us in our sleep," the crowd shouted angrily. "The traitors! Hang the lot of them!" Who would have thought the villagers would turn against them? Once the king saw them, everything would be over. They'd been caught with the princess, the biggest threat to the king's reign. Her army wouldn't have a chance against the king's men, even if they advanced now. The villagers had made sure of that. As they were jostled in through the palace gates, Chaya looked behind her. The villagers filled up the promenade, just as they had a week ago at the pageant. The lion statue towered above them, ablaze with 2 giant torches on either side. A lone figure in purple stood there, watching. General Siri. They were pushed up the stairs by a band of guards. Nawa clutched at Chaya's hand. She was drenched in sweat, and Neil looked pale and ill. Chaya gasped when she saw the crowds below, a sea of floating torches on the palace promenade and lawns. "The crowd must stay there," said General Siri. "Let only the children through." The guards beat back the throng trying to follow up the stairs. "Back! Only the prisoners from this point." General Siri considered them as they went up. "Who's the girl in the middle?" "She's the daughter of the merchant, Kasim," said Chaya. "She's completely innocent." "I didn't ask for your opinion." He pointed at Nawa. "How did you get mixed up with them?" Nawa looked petrified. I don't know." Neil stopped near General Siri too. "Chaya didn't do anything either, sir. It was all me. I forced her to do everything she did. Please let her go." Lovely, loyal Neil. The idea that he could force her to do anything. General Siri smirked, his bottom lip quivering like a leech. "You're in no position to ask for anything. Take them inside. And who are these?" He was pointing at Gamage and Leela. "Bandits, General," said a guard. "The children brought them to the village." Leela stared straight at General Siri, but he hardly gave her a second look. He waved them away, saying, "Throw them into the dungeons." They all trudged past General Siri and into the inner palace complex. Tiny torches twinkled all over the dark courtyard, the amber flames reflected in the rectangular pools on either side. "Where are you taking us?" Chaya asked a guard. "You heard the general. To the dungeons for the night. The king will see you in the morning." Neil gasped. "The king himself?" "Have you seen the crowd outside? This has become so big he'll hear you out in person." He shrugged. "I reckon it's certain death." Neil dropped his voice. "Listen, Chaya, they think I stole the jewels. I'm going to admit to everything else. I don't want you to complicate anything by butting in." "What kind of useless friend do you think I am? Sorry, I can't let you do that." "Please, Chaya, listen to me. Leela's been caught. Everything is over. At least you and Nawa can escape with your lives." "No," said Chaya. "Never. Neil is such a good friend." It wasn't even his fault in the first place, was it? Because Chaya stole the jewels in the first place, but he's willing to totally sacrifice himself for her. "You have got so much going for you. I'm just a poor woodworker. As long as my parents are provided for, no one's going to miss me." Tears were falling freely on Nawa's cheeks as she listened. "That's not true," said Chaya, "and you know it. Chaya, please." Chaya tried to stop the sob that was threatening to escape. When have I ever listened to you, Neil? I'm not about to start now. Neil looked at her sadly. I'm sorry for everything. Light and shadow crisscrossed the blue-tinged stone walls as they went through to the dungeons, and far below them the crowds waited. The guards fanned out all over the place. There would be no escaping now. They were finally at the mercy of the king. And I think we'll leave it there for today. And tomorrow, I think we should be able to finish it and get to the end of the book. We're about to start chapter 43, and the last chapter is 48. So I think we can definitely read all that tomorrow, especially if we don't have an interruption like my iPad dying from being too hot in the sun. Sorry about that again, and also sorry again that I'm not on YouTube. I just completely forgot that I said I was going to do that. Spent ages setting up that channel and then totally forgot. I'm really sorry. Tomorrow I will do this on YouTube. I won't forget, I promise. So log on to YouTube tomorrow, and if you missed the start of this or this bit, or if anybody's missed it, then I'm going to upload this to YouTube like I have with the other ones, so you can catch up on it. And the first half, before my iPad died, I will re-record if it hasn't saved it, and also post that on YouTube. Thanks again everybody for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you tomorrow on YouTube at 5. Bye.